All right, hello. So, on this episode, we'll be talking about the effect of placing an underage child in a higher class. So when an underage child is being placed in a class that is higher than that child, what we mean by higher than that child is that the age of the child, that child is not up to the age of being in that class, and then the child finds himself or herself in that particular class. So what are the things that is going to happen to the child? Because sometimes when some parents push their children to a higher class, they don't think of the implications or the things that may be going on with that child. So I'm going to be telling you some of the things that is going to be happening to your child, and so that you would not venture into such. Now, one of them is that the child's performance will always be low. That child will always perform low many of the time, except it's an exceptional child. But if it's just a child that you put in the class, the age of the child is lower than that class, you find out that that child will not always do well. Many a time the child will not understand what the teacher is teaching. The child will not be able to assimilate. The child will not be able to grasp what is going on in the class, because the child's brain has not yet developed to the level of that class. There is ages in which children are supposed to be placed in a particular class. So when you do that to the child, you just find out that the child is always lost in the class, because what others are doing, the child does not really understand. The child will always be slow. The child will always be there and not know exactly what to do. Many a times others would have finished maybe the task that is given to them. You find out that that child is still on that task. The child is always looking as if he or she is not a part of that class. And sometimes you find out some parents will be asking the child, what is happening? Why is your performance so low? Why are you not meeting up? Is it that you don't understand? You are not listening to your teacher? It's not the fault of that child. It is you, the parent, who have or if a school pushes a child to a higher class, these are the things that will happen to the child. The child will just not be able to perform well. That child may be an intelligent child, but because you have not allowed the child to go through the right class, it will make the child look as if that child is not smart or intelligent. That same child that is not doing well in that higher class, if you take that child to the proper class where that child is supposed to be, you will see the excellence in that child. You see that the child will perform well. So there is no need for you to push or rush your child to a class that is higher than the child. So this is just one of the things that will happen. There are so many of them. I'll be dropping them one after the other. So please, if you have learned something from this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe, and continue to follow. Thank you. Ciao, ciao.